Yeah, so here I am. I got that thing formed pretty good. Unfortunately, the method that I used to form this U-bolt out of that piece of scrap that I had was enough to damage the threads a little bit. Plus, now I got to use an alternate method of running these threads through. So what I'm going to have to do is cradle my my die in a pair of vice grips, because the normal handle won't allow me to run this down here because of the other one. There's simply not enough room to swing the handle, so I'm going to have to do it this way, which is okay. It's not going to hurt that bad. This is an inexpensive die set, tap and die set, so if I ruin it, at least I'll have my Cub back on the job. This is 1/4-20. And so what I do, normally I should be able to run this thing all the way up there and save some time, but because I used the vise to form this U-bolt, I wrecked the threads a little bit, so I'm going to have to do it this way. Okay, I got that down to where it's basically starting some fresh meat on this 1/4-inch stock, and it looks like I'll be able to make some at least deep enough threads for me to catch a little bit. I'll try to find myself a pinch nut, and a pinch nut is simply a nut that is it's formed into a nut like a 6-sided nut, but it's got little dimples in it, and you can tell which ones are pinch nuts and which ones are not, because when you run the nut on, it kind of jams itself, and it's a form of lock nut. I call them pinch nuts because that's what they are. I don't know what the trade calls them, but anyway, I got a bunch of them someplace in 1/4-20, so I think I'll be able to use those for this application. When you just for those of you who are starting out, you're watching this, not really too familiar with tapping and dyeing. What you do is, when you're on fresh steel, which is, if I can show you, if you see that thread here, that's the existing thread. I just chased that out. I took out all the burrs with the die. But over here, I'm up to fresh steel. And what you do is, I'll back this out a little bit. What you do in this case when you hit fresh steel is you take your die, or your tap in this case, and you run it anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 a revolution, and you back it out like I just did, in order to clear any slivers that might have jammed this tap or this die. And then when you're hitting fresh steel, you bring it in 1/4 inch, back it out 1/4 inch, some more, back it out. And a lot of times you'll see guys using cutting oil, but for this application I really don't need it, because there's not much metal and I'm not really creating any excessive heat, and the little metal slivers that do form, they're just going to be wiped out by moving it back and forth. You're going to clear any slivers that are in it. So Okay, one thing I wanted to show you is that for those of you who are watching this that object to me using vice grips, one thing you got to realize that these steel tools like taps and dies and stuff are made out of pretty hard stuff, and I just wanted to show you that there are no cuts. There are absolutely no cuts or nicks in this steel. So even though this set was made in China, undoubtedly made from recycled steel, it held up pretty good, and I pretty much made sure of that before I went ahead and did that. But as you can see, and I hope you can, I continued this line of threads up about another 3/16 of an inch, which I'm hoping will be enough. So I won't bother you with the rest of it. I'm going to do this side, and then I'm going to set this video on the computer, and I guess I'll have to start with part 3. So hope you're learning, those of you who are not mechanics and are willing to learn, as I'm doing this for educational purposes. There's no entertainment value here, but this is homesteading, shade tree mechanics, doing the job that needs to be done with what you have. So here we are, and I hope you enjoy this series. It's pretty dull in times, but this is how we get work done around here. So thanks for watching.